All right, guys, doing model digitals today with model Jordyn. She's a fresh face model. The model digitals are just very basic shots of the model. She doesn't wear a lot of makeup. The agencies that she will submit these to, they just want to see the palette that they have to work with, basically. So the model doesn't wear a lot of makeup, doesn't go extravagant, wears some neutral colors, usually black. We get shots of the front, back, side profile, full body headshots, and that's about it. And then I process these and I give them to the model, and she either prints them out on what's called comp cards or will submit the digitals to the agencies upon request when she is looking to get signed. So I won't belay this any longer. This is part of the photo shoot that we did. We did the digitals at the beginning. Some of this is that, and then we had some extra time. We dragged a stool out and a chair out and just got some more kind of portfolio type shots while we were there. So stick around, watch the whole thing. At the end, I'll give you a little Photoshop tutorial on how I filled in the edges of the paper on a landscape shot where we kind of got the rest of the studio in the shot. So, all right, let's get into it. All right, so at this point we had pretty much finished up with most of the digitals, just getting some headshots here. I had her hold the reflector up just to give some fill underneath the chin, and you can see we got a really nice headshot there. So then we decided to, after the basic digitals, let's just do some portfolio type stuff. Pulled the stool out. She wanted to do some on the stool here. Adjusting my light. Don't forget to bring it down when the model sits down. I can't tell you how many times I forgot to adjust the light to bring it down and get it in position when the model moves, right? So here we are just doing some basic shots, and this is the result of those shots here. Okay, so here I'm going to move my strobe over to the direction where she's faced, because I just know what it's going to look like with her facing the other direction and the light not positioned the way that I want it. So getting it into position here. And then let's have you to look kind of down this way.
Turn.
But don't turn, but just turn your head and kind of like, back that way. Yes, perfect. Good. Yes. Very good. Okay, so here we brought out a different chair. She wanted to try some different poses with the chair, so I brought out my phone and showed her some inspiration shots that I had on my phone. It's always a good idea to keep some shots with bar stool, with chair, just sample shots, so you can show the model, especially newer models, some different poses that they can do. And that kind of keeps you from getting stuck. It gives them a visual of how to pose, and she killed it here. Look at this. There you go. So let's turn more sideways. There you go. Yeah. That's better. And then extend that arm just a little bit like you had the other one closest to me. Yeah, a little further forward. There you go. Yeah, so you kind of, it just makes the lines of your body go all the way down from your shoulders to your feet. Yeah. And then bend the elbow just a little bit. The one closest to me, yes. Okay, so now we're going to continue using the chair, but we're going to have her sit on the floor here. Don't forget to adjust the strobe as you move your model around the room, lower or higher. And here I am showing her some more inspiration, some different shots that I have on my phone so she can get the visual again. Okay, and so finally here I'm giving her a little bit of direction with the position of her legs. The knees were pointing, the left knee there was pointing directly at the camera. I wanted more angles kind of away from the camera, and I don't know, that made her giggle a little bit, but she eventually did exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, so I think I like that better. And then I had to do one of my videos where I'm photoshopping out the edges. All right, so perfect segue. Let's do Photoshop out those edges. So you could see I was shooting in a smaller room. It is what it is. When you go landscape mode, can't move back any further than what I was, and got her in pretty well, but I get a little bit of the edges of the room off the paper, right? So how do we deal with that? Pretty simple in Photoshop. Let's just make a copy of the background. We'll grab the background layer here. There we go. And I just dragged it over the plus sign just to create a copy of the background. This is pretty easy. So let's just start with the lasso tool. And I'm just going to hit Control minus just to give myself a little more room. And I'm going to come here and just grab my lasso, and I'm going to lasso right around this area right here. I'm going to hit Shift F5. That brings up the content aware fill, and I'm going to hit OK. And just like that, it fills in the edge. And then I'm going to come over here on this side and do the same exact thing. So come over here carefully, go right around that right there, Shift F5, hit OK. And just like that, it's gone. So we filled in our edges. A little bit of something right there. Could just be a shadow. I think it was content aware filling some of these shadows. So if we wanted to just, if we're real nitpicky, we want to just make it absolutely perfection, we could grab our quick selection tool, choose select subject. And really what I want to do is just isolate the background so that when I paint over that stuff, I'm going to hit right click and choose select inverse. When I paint over this stuff, it's not going to paint into her. So I have all the white stuff selected, and actually the chair too, but I'm not really going to go over here, so I'm not worried about it. I'm just going to grab a paintbrush. I'm going to set my flow to about 20%, and just going to bring my brush up just a little bit, and we'll grab this color right here by holding down Alt or Option, and I'm just going to kind of brush a couple times over here, just real lightly, just enough to kind of get rid of whatever that was, and then that's it. So we'll turn the layer off, turn the layer back on. Let me get rid of my selection lines, or I could hit Control D, turn it off, turn it back on, and just like that, we filled in the edges. Easy as can be, really not that difficult to do at all, was it? All right, guys, if you like this kind of content, give me a subscribe. Give me a like if you like this video. And as always, if you're still here, I particularly appreciate you because you hung in there till the end. All right. Thanks a lot.